Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty significant in aviation, the first flight of the SJ-100 aircraft. Now, this isn't just another plane getting airborne. It feels like, well, a statement about technological independence, about building things domestically. So think of this as your quick guide, your shortcut to understanding why this flight matters. Okay, so the core event, September 5th. The SJ-100 takes off from the factory airfield, Komsomolsk-on-Amur, flew for about an hour. You had Dmitry Savonin, Leonid Chikunov as test pilots, and Vladislav Turin as the lead flight test engineer. Seems like a regular maiden flight on the surface, right? But what makes this one so important?
Well, that's the thing. The real story is in the name, or rather, what it represents, import substitution.
Mm.
This SJ-100, it's a fundamentally reworked Sukhoi Superjet 100. It's the key part. It's designed with basically all Russian systems and components, everything, including the big one, the new PD-8 engines from ODK, the United Engine Corporation, and getting those engines specifically developed and built domestically. That's not just manufacturing. It's a huge strategic shift. It's like building a whole supply chain almost from the ground up.
Right, because an engine like the PD-8, a modern turbofan, that's incredibly complex, probably the hardest part of any plane to get right, and definitely expensive. So while you gain that self-reliance, that control, are there potential downsides? Maybe access to the absolute latest global tech, or even just the cost compared to buying parts off the shelf internationally?
That's definitely the calculation they're making. The priority right now seems to be resilience, control over the tech, the supply lines. And it goes deeper than just swapping out parts lists. It's about how they build them, too. Think about the tooling, the assembly lines. Maybe before, some of that was based on foreign tech or licenses. Now, according to Andrei Soinov, the director of the production center, they're using new fully domestic docking stands for assembly. He called it a serious technological re-equipment, all with Russian gear.
Domestic docking stands. That really paints a picture, doesn't it? An entire production ecosystem being localized. Makes you think about the sheer scale of just setting that up. And what about the plane itself, the airframe? Kirill Kuznetsov, the chief designer, mentioned modifications there too. Was that just about making space for the new Russian parts?
It sounds like it was more fundamental than just tweaking things. The airframe needed a pretty significant redesign, not just to, physically fit completely different systems of avionics, power, hydraulics, all that, but also to ensure it works reliably and crucially to simplify the actual manufacturing process and make maintenance easier down the road using their own domestic capabilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, a full re-engineering effort, really, aiming for smoother production, easier long-term support.
Okay, so it's a massive project, redesign, new parts, new production lines. What does this mean for the overall program? How many companies are actually involved in this? And are we seeing actual planes being built yet?
Oh, the scale is definitely huge. It's a coordinated national push. We're talking over 140 key suppliers involved from across Russia. And in terms of progress, Alexander Dolotovsky is the director of the regional aircraft branch at Yakovlev. He mentioned they're now moving into the serial production launch phase. What's really interesting is he said there are already 24 serial production aircraft in various stages of being built. 24.
24 already in the works. Wow. Even while certification is still ongoing.
Exactly. They're building them using the serial production methods and technologies, even though the final sign-off from Rosaviatsia, that's their air transport agency, is still pending. It shows they're serious about the long haul. Deliveries are planned, of course, only after that full certification is complete.
So this deep dive really shows, well, a massive, determined push for self-reliance in a really tough industry, moving all the way from redesigning the plane to actually setting up serial production, all with homegrown tech. It's quite the strategic play. And that leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? Aviation is usually so globalized, so interconnected. What could this kind of really deep import substitution mean? For future international partnerships or just for how countries think about their own aerospace capabilities worldwide? Something to definitely think about.